Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Bolg here, back again. We have more Tera online. Why? Because I can't stop playing this game. It's so good! Nah, I'm just playing. It's a pretty good game. I like it a lot, so that's why I'm making so many videos for it. Anyway, today we're going to do a boss highlight reel. As you can see here, we're fighting Castanic, which is the first boss in the Cultist Refuge, which is the level 35 ranged instance, which is, I believe, the third instance of the game, because there's before it the Bastion of Locke and the Sinistral Manor, both of which I out-leveled before I started making videos, so I figured I would start where I could and give you guys a glimpse of this one. Now, as you can tell, first boss is a really big pushover. I'm actually personally a little bit high for the instance. As you also look at the screen, I am 42 at the time, I believe. But yeah, it's too easy to push him over. Luckily, the later bosses here in a few will get a little more interesting. This one's, I really didn't have much problem. So, alright, next boss. This is the High Priestess Akia. I'm not sure how you want to pronounce it, but you could take your pick. Now, this is my first time in the instance, and I mean, it's kind of obvious this is going to be a boss because she was the only one in the room. But she's not that bad either. She's got a couple AoE moves that you have to dodge out of. And yeah, best thing about her is I like her room. You'll see the big, blue compass looking thing. The whole instance is kind of like this floating, dark, gothic castle thing. It's pretty cool. Same general rules apply. Oh, get out of the bad stuff and knock her down, keep her controlled, all that. So, not too much special with this one. Don't take much damage. And always do your best to stand behind the boss. That's always a good one when you're melee. Now you can see all the orbs around. That's because we have a mystic healer in here, which, typically you'd have a priest, but mystic works too. I like mystic a lot because of the versatility. But they got these orbs that they can drop, which you can run around and just go pick up for mana and HP. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think it's a little OP, but I've yet to see the very late game content, so I'm sure it all balances out. Now, even when I don't dodge things like that, now I still don't take a whole lot of damage, but that's, again, because my gear's probably stepped up a little bit. Moving on to the third boss. Now we have, I have no idea how to pronounce this one, so don't slaughter me on it, but I believe it's Turk Asia, something like that. Big ass snake looking weird Hydra thing. Knock it down real quick. One thing about this boss is it does kind of like a spinning cleave. You'll see it here in a second. And that's one of the main things you have to watch for. This guy wasn't that bad. We kept knocking him down quite a bit, which was rather convenient for us. Oh, I guess he has a charge as well, so you don't want to stand in front for that. You can see that I spend most of my time behind the mob. Overhand strike spamming, as usual. Now, you could also tell that the difference between the first boss to the second boss and now this one. The first one took, roughly a minute and a half. Second one took maybe, about the same, actually, about a minute and a half. This one, on the other hand, is almost a 3-minute fight. But, oh yeah, you could also see that he does some kind of a poison that hurts like hell. So you're going to have to watch out for that as well. Because even in my higher gear right now, he still hurts like a bitch. Luckily we have a really awesome mystic healer. And despite the orbs on the ground, I'm not touching them, so he's just doing all the work himself. Actually, I don't believe anybody in our party made use of them other than the range, so I don't know if that's just how people do it or not. Anyway, we're gonna take him down pretty soon, and I guess while I have time to talk about it, the stone in the middle of the room is one of the quest objectives for your main story, which is Samuel's Soul Stone. It's a continuation of the video I had before this one. And I also messed up and drug my buff bar out. But I didn't actually do the correct order of the quest, because after defeating this guy, I guess I run away from the zone before getting credit, because somebody else blows up the soul stone, which actually prevents me from doing the next part of the quest and finishing. So that was a very, very unfortunate thing, and I'll have to come back here later to finish it again. But this would be the last boss of the instance. This will be the longest fight, and it is the most interesting fight by far. This guy here is another weird-ass name that you get to pronounce. I believe it's Bowserbus. That's probably about the best pronunciation I can come up with. But you can see everyone's preparing here. You can tell definitely a difference between doing BAMs outside and instance bosses. And before each boss, you really want to use a campfire to get your stamina up to the max and kind of bring the max benefit possible before engaging, because these bosses are a lot, they're a lot tougher than BAMs in most cases. So we gotta figure out here real quick what he does. Alright, so he's got a electric looking frontal cone attack. Alright, he's got a charge. This guy looks really awesome. He looks kind of like something from like Final Fantasy. Like a summon, like an Aeon. Alright, so you can knock the boss down. That's something good to keep in mind. You don't stand in the bad circle. It's always something else to keep in mind. Alright, so this boss looks like he likes to charge quite a bit. And he has a stun as well. I don't know if that's effect of the charge or not. I'll have to... Interesting. So you really don't want to get stunned by him. Yep, there's the cone. And the cone has a dot. Looks like. Okay, so he's got a backhand swing there. He's trying to figure out what this stun is coming from. That's what I'm curious about. Had kind of a weird moment there where he stood... Oh! Alright. So he cloned himself 4 times. I don't know if you're supposed to defeat the clones or just defeat him. It looks like, from what I can tell from my party, that you're supposed to just stay on the real one and ignore the clones, and it looks like that is indeed the way to go. I guess after you deal so much damage to... I'm assuming here, so don't butcher me on it, but I'm assuming that after dealing so much damage to the main boss himself, his clones will die off. If anyone could clarify that for me, that would be awesome. And getting knocked down is even more awesome. Ah, couldn't dodge in time. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use a little bit... Oh, damn. Go ahead and use the jump to get behind him again. Try and get some knockdowns in motion. Oh, man. Got stunned. Not good. Ah, just got the dodge off. Pro dodges. What you know. Just under half here. Oh, whoa. Out of bad stuff. Alright. So, meh. This boss isn't that bad. I mean, it's... For being the big baddie of the instance, he's got quite a few moves that are a little bit unorthodox, a little bit weird to handle. I can see how getting caught could be a problem, but at the same time, there's ways to stay safe. And the way for a melee to stay safe is always be behind them and just be ready to dodge. looks like one of those weird moments again where it froze for a second there. I don't know if that's intended or not. Anyway, looks like he's going to clone. Yes, he is going to clone again. So I guess this is what you would consider a multi-phase fight. So he's got, you know, phase 1 no clone, phase 2 clones, and phase 3 would be cloning again before he dies. Which is all good and dandy because we're going to take him down! Anyway, we are nearing the end of the video. If you liked the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and tell your friends, share, give me a like, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, until next time, this will be Bolg, out.